Welcome back. I'm Sarah DeShaw, blogger and online educator for entrepreneurs over at sarahDeShaw.com. So I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about how to edit movies or edit videos on iMovie. So this is going to be all the little steps that I've done in the past to edit my videos. However, I do work with an editor now, but I do also edit some of my own videos when I just feel like I didn't give her enough time to actually edit it. So it's always good to draw back on these skills. The video that I'm going to show you today is actually a behind the scenes conversation of me with my friend Corey, where we just did a video chat and I just showed her how to do all the things that I have done in these videos, like how to cut clips, how to import files, how to overlay different text or graphics, how to add in sounds, how to speed up clips, how to slow them down. There's more, but it's just basically everything you're gonna need to edit a YouTube video with iMovie. So I hope it'll really help you out. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up because it'll help this video get seen by more people in the algorithm, and I would really appreciate it very, very much. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just let the clip play. If you're trying to learn how to edit your YouTube videos on iMovie, you're gonna wanna watch the thing the whole way through. It'll really help you out. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions and leave them in the comments area below. All right, here you go. When I start an edit, it's all as simple as just dropping in a video. So that's you drop your video in, but when you drop it in, the first thing you want to do, at least for me, I'm not sure desktop wise if you have any kind of trackpad, but I just tap on the image and spread my fingers apart so it gets longer like this.
Okay, I think I can do that on my mouse.
Oh yeah, cool. I forgot they make mouses like that. So yeah, so you can make it bigger, and this will help you see, or it expands it, so it helps you see, I can see not just myself sitting down, but when I look at the audio, I can tell okay, I can skip to here,
Okay.
and that's where I'm going to start. So it helps with that, and sometimes you have to scroll up because the audio will be cut off, but so then I just click there, and then one of the keys that you'll do a lot, one of the short keys, is Command B, which cuts it.
B as in Bella?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so when you're cutting it, what exactly are you doing? You're cutting that portion out, or?
I'm just cutting it and chopping it up. So, actually, I need to backtrack after this, but to the color thing. But I usually just go ahead and cut off this in this little thing, because I know I'm just adjusting my hair, my shirt, I'm turning on the teleprompter, and so I just put it there and I do Command B, and then so both parts are still there.
Mm-hmm.
But I could click on this one and then press the delete button, and it'll delete it. Okay. So let's say I'm cutting here. The interesting thing about how iMovie does things is if you hover over a clip, even if you've deleted the clips before and after, so say I delete this whole rest of the clip that I dropped in 5.6 minutes and I'm only keeping 6.5 seconds. I could delete it, and so I just highlighted it and click delete, and then I can, if I wanted, I could just expand this one left or right, and it'll continue to expand for the whole clip. So it's nice for if you cut and then you realize you need to lengthen a little bit, you just you see this little two arrows that comes up on the edge of the clip, and then you just click and then drag to expand it. But the only thing, it can get a little tricky, because if you did say I wanted to do a cut here and do a cut here, I could, if I expanded this, I could accidentally have it repeat. It would be
into your Squarespace pages, face pages.
See how it could easily get a double?
Oh.
Because, so that you just have to be mindful of that. But I assume you'll watch your clips before you export them. But sometimes, sometimes people don't watch closely, and I'll see on YouTube, I'm ooh, I see what they did there.
Okay.
Oh, so this is, so I'm gonna go back to this clip. And so if you just ignore this part of the screen over here and say this was just the clip I brought in. So this is the one where I click on and then I go up to this little color palette.
Oh.
And then here, I don't know if according, here, I have to move us down. So this is the saturation, and then this is the temperature, and then this is what I really use the most is these, like, I will, like, you can see the difference, like if I bring it down, it adds more like contrast. And then sometimes I'll add like a teeny bit of saturation, but it gets kind of crazy because it's just not a perfect platform. So the saturation gets a little wild. But so I try to just shoot in really good light with like the colors that I want because I don't know how to do advanced type of editing. And so I just make it look the way I want and then just add some contrast and it turns out nice.
Yeah, it's so clean and bright. As I know you've got that window next to you, next to the table. Like, yeah, it's so clean.
Yeah. And with, I mean, you've got I don't know where you're planning on filming, but I mean, you've got lots of great window light, even where you are right now. It's beautiful light. So I do the color correcting pretty much first because when you cut it up, so like if the light changes, you might need to cut it up and adjust it differently. But sometimes if you cut it up, it won't let you adjust. Like normally you could select multiple and then do like a global edit to like all the clips.
Yeah.
I don't, for some reason, mine, it just doesn't work. So I always have to be like, okay, remember to do the color editing first because then I might not be able to have it be cohesive if I do it later.
Right. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
So another tip that you will want is if you like are searching for a clip or doing whatever or just looking for what you want to cut, if you just tap and then press the space bar.
In this video,
and then press the space bar again. So this space bar is play and stop.
Oh, okay.
So that's really helpful. I mean, I have like a few more things, but even just like dropping it in and cutting it, like that's half the battle. So I usually drop it in, color correct it as 1, and then the next thing I would do is just go through and just cut it up. And I'm saying cut it up meaning Command B to like, so I have the clips that I want to keep and that I'm going to string together. So because I usually will just film all the way through and then I'll just pick the pieces I want. So I will cut the front and back end of the clips that I like and then delete the in-betweens. If you ever need to copy and paste anything, you highlight it and it's Command C and then Command V, just like normal copy paste.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what's like undo.
Control Z or Command Z.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay. Okay, so show me if I wanna cut like a 2-second pause. How do you define like the beginning of the cut and the end of the cut?
I'm not sure I'm fully understanding your question, but so are you saying like
the beginning of the section that I want to cut out?
So if I click here and do B, and then were you saying like if there's this clip and then there's 2 seconds in the middle I need to cut out?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just go in there.
right.
So let's say then I do Command B again, and then I can either play it and then press spacebar again. And this is usually what I do because it's like easy for me to like hear it. So I'll just click spacebar again, do another B, and then tap that. So that's like 0.1 seconds, and then I'll delete it. The other thing you could do if I just had one clip, so I backed it up 2 steps. So say I just had the first end of it that I cut off, I could always just take this and drag it to be less. So I'm shortening the clip.
Okay, I'm confused on what the dragging does.
It just shortens or lengthens the clip. So like you can, like if I was like singing the songs A, B, C, D, E, F, G, let's just say I'm doing that, and then I did cut, and then I had gone on to say the other letters, and this was like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then I could, if I could just pull it and it would be like H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, oh, then that's where I want to stop, so I'll stop dragging it.
Okay, so dragging is just going to the next part of the clip?
Yeah, it just continues the clip.
Okay.
So, or you can drag it the opposite direction and you can shorten it. So if I say, if I'm like, I really like to go to the beach and I want to take the out, I could do, I really like to cut, and then I could just drag it and then be like, go to the beach, and then I could drag this over until it took out the
Okay, I get it. Hi.
How's it going?
How you doing?
Okay, I think I understand the sliding, the purpose of that, and the cutting now.
Okay. It really helps the slide. Like usually I do cutting, but sometimes it's like so small you can't even like cut it. So that's why sometimes the sliding, like you can really zoom in and then you can just like slide like just like the teeniest bit off. So that's why sometimes that can help. So usually what I do, and you can see what works well for you, but this is like my little secret trick, is cropping in and out to, instead of doing a transition, because sometimes I think it can, transitions, depending on how they're done, sometimes they can look super clunky. I don't really bother with the transitions that are provided in iMovie because they're very cheesy.
Yeah.
But if you did like a slide with some music, I mean, that would be so cute. But typically, if I'm going from like video to video, I will just like crop in and then out, and I do that anyways just to add some interest. So if people are watching a video, it's not just the same clip for a long time. So that's why like on these, like when they play, they go in and out. So I'll just play the beginning of that just so you can kind of see. Sometimes it's because I mess up, and sometimes like this one, I think I messed up on one of them, and then one of them was because it just looked better to zoom in because it was like kind of a change of a sentence.
Welcome back. I'm Sarah DeShaw, blogger and online educator for entrepreneurs over at sarahdeshaw.com. In this video, I'm going to share how to put your Instagram feed right into your Squarespace pages so you can help drive followers to Instagram and offer this additional way for interested eyes to connect with your brand. Sharing your Instagram account on your Squarespace website.
So like when this was my intro, and then I think I took a breath and then I started that, but I just, instead of doing a transition, I just went
with your brand. Sharing your Instagram.
I love that.
It's helpful. Like that makes me look like I'm a lot better on camera than I am.
I love it. It looks so clean and professional. Okay, how do you do that?
Yeah, okay, let's do that next. So, let's see.
Welcome back. I'm Sarah DeShaw, blogger and online educator for entrepreneurs over at sarahdeshaw.com.
So I spacebar, Command B, and then you just go over here. And then I messed up. Let's see. Go in this video, and I messed up again. I don't know where it ends. I'm just gonna delete that one. And let's say this was the good clip. So
The first section or the second?
I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what you're saying.
The good clip is the one that you have highlighted right now?
Oh yeah, let's pretend this is when I said the correct next line or whatever. So it went from like, in this video, we're going to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. So I usually try to do every other in, out, in, out. And I personally have found that when you go in, it's kind of like, as much as I like to do like a rule of thirds for a lot of things, sometimes when you do the cropping way off to the side when you go in or out, it can look weird. Like it can feel jarring visually. So just play around. Some videos you can get away with more than others.
Okay.
Just wanted to mention that. So, so this, let's say this was the next clip. You go up to this cropping icon here, click on that. And then you want to click on crop to fill. And so that brought up, I don't know if you can tell, little tiny corners over here, and then it just has a little arrow in the middle. So all you do is just drag it over, and then I just click back over onto this area.
Okay.
And then it will be in.
Awesome.
If I need to adjust it, I just click on that clip again and go back to the cropping and go in or out or whatever I'm looking to do for that.
Okay.
It's really important to do the first cuts before you do the in-out thing. Otherwise, it can get kind of choppy and weird. So it's usually good to have a general just flow edit first and then go into do like the composition editing.
Okay, so by flow, you mean like take your unnecessary parts out, break it up into the sections?
Yes.
So you have that section where you want to crop in and then do the cropping?
Okay. But sometimes you don't always have to, like, sometimes you can do it in and out. Like I noticed here, like here, this is 2 clips. I cut something out. I don't remember what it was, but like, so sometimes the clips, like, so this is where it can get tricky, is like, I had to do this one in close because I had 2 clips out, because sometimes you can't always edit cropping in at the exact same crop because the global editing issue with iMovie. Maybe on your version that's resolved, but on mine, like, I'm not able to click on both and edit them to be cropped to this 2 different clips to be edited the same. So if I needed to do that, I could take this clip, extend it, crop it in, and then cut it up later.
Okay.
So that's why I usually say do the cutting first, because sometimes it just is easier, where I was like, oh, like I'm gonna start in because I have these 2 that are different that still, like, when you play it,
right into your Squarespace pages so you can help drive followers.
It's pretty smooth. It's not perfect, but it's like, you can't really tell that badly that it's like a bit like, you know, sometimes it's really jarring.
Okay.
I just like it usually to look pretty fluid, but some people like it, their style is to just not have it as fluid and it still looks good. I don't mind watching those either. Okay, so I wanted to show you how I add in like elements or slides and stuff.
Yay.
Yeah, because that's like for me, it's like first edit, cut it up, second one, in, out, third, go in and add like any elements. So what I do, and you know, I get really like, I'm just like, I'll call it creative. It's just like, I just figure stuff out and I make stuff work. So this is very unfancy. But I use YouTube slides, or I'm sorry, I use slides, and I named it YouTube slides, but I use it in Keynote.
Okay.
So I just have one file. I aspire to cut these up and just have like templates, but for now, like if you scroll down, these are just different different slides from all my YouTube videos or other videos I've made. And then, and when you do slides, one of the main tips I would have is only write, and this is why I think it's important to do this later. If you only write on the slides what you say with your mouth, it helps the information sink in so much better for students.
Okay.
I've tried, like, because sometimes I'll make the slides ahead of time and then I don't say what's exactly on the slides, and it's like it causes a brain fart for people. So I feel like it's really important to just have on the screen what you say with your mouth.
So will you create those after you do the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll create them after I do the first 2 steps of the video. And, you know, it's just things like definitions. Like I can say, which one thing I've noticed is it flows well if you say more, that like it's okay if you say more than what's on the slide, but when you say what's on the slide, it should be like what's actually on the slide. So like I wanted to be like, a call to action is and then I wanted to say something else. I could say, but the formal definition is a question or statement that prompts, you know, like that tracks. But if I just am talking about something else and I put that on the screen, it makes people stressed.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's another little tip. If you okay, so slides are also another great way. If you had to cut a slide and the transition didn't work, you can put a slide over it. And so that's another one of my tricks. Is like, it's like you can just bury video transitions. Like if you were saying like you're talking about like step 1 of whatever you're teaching, and then you can go on to say, and step 2 is, and if it's a whole new video, you can just put a slide with a big number 2 and say what step 2 is. And so it kind of fakes you into like seeming like it's a smooth transition.
Oh yeah, I like that. And then you put your new video after that slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or yeah, you do it. I'll show you, because sometimes you want to do it after, sometimes you want to do it on top of. So, and it just depends what your needs are. Like sometimes and your style, because some people like to do like a slide with like some music and it's cool. Or you could do, I tend to do just on top of, like, I think the slides I did here were not the same. This one I was trying some new stuff. But let's say this was my slide, even though it's the cover that I did. If this was the slide, you just pull it over on top of wherever you want it to be, and it'll automatically put it on there. So iMovie does this super weird thing where every time you add a new slide, it does this like effect, which is annoying. But like you click on it, go to the crop, and instead of Ken Burns, change it to crop to fill, and then click back over here, and then it'll be gone. So it'll just
on your website. It'll increase curiosity.
It'll just be normal.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna write that down real quick.
So if you needed a little more time, or you wanted to put music in it, instead of just putting it on top, you could drag it to be in between clips. And it usually changes it to 4 seconds. But here's where the dragging comes into use as well, is you can drag it so you can see it's getting longer and shorter if you want it shorter.
Okay.
Now's a good time to just say, like, if you have any music or an audio file, you can drag it from your desktop or wherever you have it and just drag it to down here.
Okay.
So like for this video, I did, you can hear like this slight audio effect I have here.
Will help increase your engagement and can help snag some followers.
I thought it was more slight than that. It's kind of loud. It's like, So I just added that in to try to make the graphics stand out a little more. So those are like, if you scroll down, you can do the same, like widen, you know, 2 fingers and then widen it on your trackpad to like see this a little better. And then you can, your audio is going to be the same as everything else where you drag it left to right to make it longer or shorter. So this one was, it was actually like the main noise was up here, but I liked the little after noise. And so I drug it in here and then I like just shortened it. And then I wanted to do the same clip multiple times. So I highlighted it, Command C, Command V, and then I drug this to where the other places I wanted.
Okay. That's really cool. Can you play that again so I can hear it one more time?
Yeah.
Snag some followers who love hanging out on Instagram.
It's so quick.
What?
So it's so quick, like, but it adds so much.
Yeah, it really does. I was just experimenting, and I need to have my editor do this because I was like, it helps keep your attention, I feel like. I noticed somebody else did it, so I wanted to try.
I love that.
Okay, so here's a little trick for you. Like this, when I was trying this video that I'm showing you today, I was trying something a little new, and I was like, what if I don't want to put slides on top of the videos? Like, I'm getting a little more comfortable on camera. I don't always need to like cover it up, you know, but I still want to add visuals to keep attention, as well as I just think it helps people learn when like words come up on the screen or something.
Yeah.
So what I did for several of the things, and I'll show you, is I just took screenshots. So I went in and I just did like, you know, the Command Shift 4 that is normal for screenshots. And I went in and I like just did like this. And then I did a screenshot of that. And then I mean, my desktop is a total mess by the time I'm done editing videos. And then I put it in here. So I'll show you how to do that in a sec, but it's, so it just pops up.
An online educator for entrepreneurs over at DeShaw.com.
So it still pops up on the screen.
Wait, okay, so if you lay something on top of the film, it shows up on the same screen as the video?
Or it will cover it. It depends what it is. So this one, you can see how humongous it looks right here, but it's like zoomed in. So when you're like, you click on this video overlay settings for all of these different things. So you drag it to the top of your clip. And then, of course, you need to take away the Ken Burns usually because that gets the weird thing on there. But then you click on it, click on video overlay settings. So this square over a square. And I like to do, for things like this, picture in picture. That's what it's called. So you can do split screen, which I think I have one of those later. I can show you.
Oh, is that where you had your Instagram feed next to your video?
I'll have to look at, I think for that one I had to do picture in picture because of the size.
Okay.
But it's that's the idea of it.
Okay.
And I don't think I've done cutaway or blue green screen, so I can't really speak to those.
Okay.
But you can just like make it smaller, bigger, move it wherever you want it. If you have like a program that lets you create something with a clear background, that can be fun sometimes.
Like Photoshop?
Yeah, it can also be a little tricky video-wise, depending on what's in the foreground and background, like, and what your font colors are and everything. So,
true.
So sometimes backgrounds are helpful in that way, but it just depends. Like in this video, I have like this area that I could put stuff in. I just didn't. So yeah, this one, it looks like is picture in picture too. So this is the same, except it's just like I put a video over top of it instead of a picture.
Okay.
So I recorded this on my phone. And then I brought it in here, made sure I selected picture in picture. And then I had to like move it over here, cut off the red, and like just make it the size I wanted. Another thing that you can do is there's automatically transitions on stuff like this sometimes. So if you go in, zoom in with your fingers, this little thing right here, this is like a fadeaway. You can pull it in to make the fadeaway longer, or you can pull it all the way to the end to make there no fadeaway, which I actually kind of prefer for my own style, but I just like things to be more like pop in, pop out. So I usually go in and drag it to the end. That's one of those little quirks that iMovie has, where it just automatically puts a fadeaway on stuff that move on the overlay images and video.
So that's only on the overlay stuff that it has that automatic fade in, fade out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I think, like, I don't know if you've been on pixabay.com for anything. It's like,
yeah, just like stock photos and stuff.
Yeah, so that can be a good place to find like little things like this, or like the arrow, you know, if you want to have little like overlay things.
And that's just a picture, right? Is that a PNG file?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I did a split screen at the end here. So if you do a split screen, a couple tips for that. When you do a split screen, you have to have the thing you want to split like in center. So instead of being off center like this, I would need to crop it so my face is in the center, because it'll automatically center them. And so like I have a slide that I copied that one from, or that I took a screenshot of that one, which was this, but I've also used this just as a full slide as a split screen, but I was just trying something new. So if this was a split screen, it's nice that there's a lot of margin, because it would just show the center. And so that's something to keep in mind for easy editing, is to just do it right in the middle. So yeah, and then there's like you can get little animations online, if that's something that you want.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten, I just do the subscribe button. Their animations are so cool, but it's like, I have a little like patience for like how long I want to spend on editing a video. So really,
That'll be me.
Yeah, if I like am gonna have animations, I usually just have someone else do it.
Yeah, I'm like a quick as possible person. Minimal effort, like
yeah,
maximum result.
I can appreciate that for sure. I mean, I think that's pretty much everything to get you going.
Okay, what about exporting? Like any specific settings I need to know about that?
Yeah, good question. So on the upper right here, this is like the export. So one thing is you can only export one video at a time. You can go in and edit a different video, and if you try to export it, it won't work. So that's one thing. And when you click on it, I always pick file. You can upload it directly to YouTube or whatever, but I always think it's nice to just have the actual file. You can rename it, choose your resolution, choose your quality. I mean, I usually just do 1080 and then high and faster. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then when you do next, you get to just pick where it goes, and just like any other regular thing.
Okay, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do titles but I just feel like I mean, maybe you'll find one that works for you, but they look so like, oh, this is iMovie. Like
Right. I can definitely pinpoint when someone has used those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually stay away from those, for not always, but for the most part. And then same with the transitions and backgrounds. But, here's stabilization. Like if there's a clip that you like freehand took for some reason, if you click on it and then click on stabilization, you can then click stabilize shaky video. It'll just like analyze, and then you'll let it go for a while and it'll like smooth out the clip. So that can be helpful.
Okay.
If you need that for some reason.
Okay. So you just click that button and then it processes.
It takes a while.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then another thing is clip speed. So like if you're showing editing and this is something that has helped me a lot with like showing editing, is like doing it faster or slower sometimes, but usually faster. I'll like speed up the clip. If you're doing audio connected to it, it might not be the same, but this is why I've been like, and then I blah, blah, blah. And then I'll just show like a fast forward of it happening.
Yes.
So that you just click on the clip and then speed. And then instead of normal, you'll do slow or fast. So if I wanted it faster, I'll click fast. And then you can choose how fast. Like say I want it 20 times faster, and then you can go in there and customize it to like 150 or 600% faster.
Okay.
It will make your audio sound like high pitch.
So is there a way to separate the audio then?
Sure is. So let me see if I can remember this one. Click on it.
Detach audio.
Does it say that? Oh yeah. Detach audio. So then it's under there. You can move it around.
That's crazy. So if I'm doing like an actual editing video, I can speed up part of it while still taking that original audio. Okay. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
So to get there, you just clicked on the clip and then you right-clicked to get that menu?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One good thing to know is things do automatically save. And so,
oh, okay. That's nice.
Yeah. And then, so you can like, click, well, I don't know if you can click on that. If I go to projects, it'll take me back to this. Usually if I haven't ever saved the video, like I named this, if I hadn't named it before, it would ask me to name it. But even if you don't name it and you shut it down, it'll still save.
Okay. So I guess, when I'm first opening up iMovie, I just go to create new, right?
Yes. And then I do movie.
Okay.
Trailer has like a template to create Hollywood style.
Wonder what that's like.
I know.
All right. Well, this was awesome. I think that definitely answers my questions, and it's basic enough for what I need. And I think this is manageable for my first video.
Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a little bit of a longer one today, but I hope it gave you all the steps you need to edit your YouTube video in iMovie. I post new videos on this channel pretty often, so if you want to keep up with my channel, make sure you tap this button over here to subscribe. But until my next video gets posted, if you want to tap one of these two videos over here to watch a video that I've recently created, go ahead and click and you can just watch and enjoy, and I hope to see you next time. All right, bye.